Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today is Friday, August 29th. Troy is away. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to play. The mice get to play when Troy is away. So I hope everybody is doing well. Futures down 20, markets in turmoil. Let's start the show. Pretty exciting.
Back. Troy's dreaming big like LeBron. Max backtesting like a daddy Mac. Dan's 30 years got our way, trading life and markets every day. Rusty's chained to the mines, digging deep day by day. But when features, he's free to come out and play option. Omega, you're trading home, where every move makes you feel less alone.
What a week. What a week. Yeah. Markets at highs. Cooler weather is rolling through much of the United States. The market is loving it. It's bullish on this cool weather. How are you guys doing this?
College football started.
Oh my goodness.
All the
it started? Are they playing real games?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
There's not preseason with college football.
Yeah. And I went,
shows you how much I know.
Yeah. So let me just tell you my morning today. So it's 7 o'clock in the morning. They had the opening of a new store grocery store in Knoxville called Sprouts. You ever hear of it?
No.
I've never heard of that one. Sprouts? Where is that
it's kind of in the middle of like a Trader Joe, between a Trader Joe's and a Whole Food.
Okay.
But my wife and I get there maybe 10 minutes early. There's been people standing in line since 3:30. I'm like, this is a stinking grocery store. You know why? Because they were giving free bags. And the bag was full of a few goodies and some coupons. And it just shows, what people will do for a free bag in Knoxville.
Man,
and a few groceries.
Rusty, we cannot criticize people on marketing. Listen, we don't know what we're doing. This could be the secret. We might need free bags.
No, it's bananas. I'm criticizing. Get a life. Get
bananas. If we have
when you die, are you going to be like, look back on your life, on your tombstone? You want it etched on there? Stood in line at a grocery store all night. What are you thinking? Get some rest to do something more fun than that. Come on.
I know. It's not like standing in line at Circuit City to try to flip a Wii for $300.
Yeah. But what's great is there's a grocery store at 7 in the morning, and they had a disc jockey there playing, trying to wake. I think.
This is marketing. They may know what they're doing. Dan, we probably need to take notes.
Get a disc jockey.
We need a disc jockey.
Yes, disc jockey. But the thing is, because they weren't giving out free coffee, that would, so maybe they thought it was cheaper to have a disc jockey to kind of get you going in the morning. And but it was interesting. I'm like, wow, what have I come into? This isn't. Are they giving stuff away? Yes, they're giving away a bag.
It does raise the point about you can put a monetary value on everything that they gave out. I'm guessing they probably sell the bags. So let's say the bag is, at Kroger, they're $2, but this sounds like a fancy store. So let's say they're $5. And then they're giving you $5 worth of food. Although if it's a fancy grocery store, maybe it's like $10 worth of food. Yeah. So it's like, is it worth your time for the money? Or are you going for the experience?
Exactly.
Because you feel good. To the point, the chat is on this. National Donut Day. Jeremy says people stay in line for 45 minutes to get a free Krispy Kreme.
To get one free donut, Jeremy.
Yeah,
right?
take the time that you have. Think about how much you get paid at your job. I don't care what job it is, and then think about what you're doing. You know what I mean? The hourly rate that you're getting paid for a donut or a coffee or a bag of garbage. Just stop it.
This is why, Yeah. And there's people who have figured this out, and there's this whole subculture of people that flip things. They go to Goodwill or whatever, and they treat shopping like a mission, and they're going to go buy something to flip it. And those people are actually, even though they're kind of doing a similar thing, they're trying to get a deal. Those are the people that have done the math. They figure out, I can go to this store, buy this thing, flip it online. They're treating it like a job. So it takes all kinds. I mean, we don't have a Sprouts. We don't have a Trader Joe's near us. We don't have a Whole Foods near us.
That's okay.
And you know what?
But you have a Krispy Kreme.
Our Krispy Kreme closed.
Really?
Yep. It's
Instead,
a mattress store now.
I'll say this instead. What Matt has access to in Indianapolis.
We got a lot of good stuff though. A lot of better stuff than
Long's. Shout out to Long's
Bakery.
It's a family-run shop in Indy now. It used to be when I was still in Indy, which has now been over a decade. It was cash only.
Still is.
It was run by their family. You get like their teenage kids working the counter, old school style, cash only, line around the corner. Not because it's a free donut, but because the donuts are so daggum good. Everyone wanted them on a Friday morning, and I would take a box or two to work. Wow. My buddy and I would go. Shout out Keith Wheeler. My buddy and I would go. We would pick up a bunch of donuts. We would take them to work and hand them out, and everyone. It was like Christmas. Everyone was happy.
And so here's the other thing. This is I'm not making I'm not implying anything by this, but cash only businesses do have somewhat of a reputation, and there's reasons why. And I'm not implying anything by this.
Oh, I was going cash only. Is that what you're saying?
No,
and delivered for our subs.
No, we're definitely not.
Cash only broker. That's what I'm going to
This is one of those local establishments. And here's the thing. The donuts are cheap, and they're under $1. And they are the best.
Under $1.
Oh yeah. And at the end of the day, they do half price on day old. So like they close at 8 at night. So there's a lot of like 7:30 at night. I'm driving by with the kids. We just pull in and grab donuts for the next day.
See, that's
and they're not into, listen, if you're one of those people who wants a maple syrup donut with bacon embedded in the crust and it's got edible gold on it, this is not that kind of place.
Yeah. See, they got a place. They got a place. When I go to Chicago, I won't go to this place only for coffee because the donuts scare me. And you say, what do you mean by that? It's called Stan's Donuts. If you look at Chicago, the donuts are this big, and it's like $4. But I mean, it's big and it's heavy, so you just know that, you know what, this thing, is it worth the taste? It's probably going to kill me. It's got to be 3,000 calories. I mean, no donut should be
75 grams of sugar in the first bite.
I'm like scared of it, especially as I get older. I'm like, I don't think I could handle that, But like,
if you did, you'd have to fast for 2 days ahead of time and then not eat for another 2 days after. It's like a feast. Yeah,
I know. It's quite a production, but it's the marketing of the free of the.
I know. Well,
get a free
listen,
bag.
Here's all I'm going to close with about donuts. If you had 2 O's, what does that look like? It looks like 2 donuts. That's all I'm saying.
Nothing wrong.
If we ever do SPX Con, if we ever do it,
the
mythical SPX Con, it's probably going to be donuts. Donuts. I'm just saying there might be. Yeah. So, people have noticed, Rusty, that you're out of the mind. Does that mean a new feature is ready?
No, I mean that's kind of a joke, right? So it is true that I spend almost all day, every day, writing software, right? For OO. That's what I do. A lot of stuff people don't see. It's a lot of low-level stuff, server stuff, making sure everything's running, improving it. But no, not every week do we get a new feature. Now, some weeks you get 3 or 4 new releases, but this week we've been cooking on. We'll just drop it. It's a little secret.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, there he is.
He's coming to check on the show. What is he doing?
Yeah.
What is he doing?
I have to go. I love this angle's great. You guys look great.
You look great.
Good to see you.
I love the sheen on your forehead is intense, Troy. I like it.
I've been walking. A little glisten. That's right.
I'll pull up a chair.
High res sheen. He's got his cotton candy shirt on. See you, Troy.
There he goes. Like a ghost.
So no new feature this week, but we're cooking on something that we think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
We can't tell about yet, but there's.
Oh, Troy's already inadvertently showed it a couple times on the.
Oh, did he tease it already? All right,
he's teased it, inadvertently. But there's more stuff coming. We're always working on more stuff.
We're always cooking, but no no ready meal this week, but
That's right.
The chef's in the kitchen. We're
How's the
cooking.
latest feature, Rusty, with the one? I know that you said the credit spread people love it with the what you cancel one and then it cancels.
Oh,
How's that
OTO.
going?
Yeah, so I think that's gone really well, Dan. People really enjoy the ability to get out of, if you have a tighter credit spread, right? If you have a real wide one, I was saying this, I think last week or week before, it's not as big of a deal. You might get eventually a bid on your 5-cent long. You probably won't. Maybe if you have a crazy day, you'll get something. But for people with a tighter spread, yeah, that adds up. If you paid 40, 50 cents and you get stopped in the first 30 minutes, well, there's
That's
probably
right.
some good value in that long
That's
on,
right.
on that spread at the beginning of the day. End of the day, 40 points away, you're probably not getting jack squat. But,
Right.
it's going to happen enough, and the back test will bear that out to where, yeah, you want to recoup that. Now, other people will let their longs expire in the hopes that if you got stopped on the short,
Right. It'll keep
and you
going.
have some crazy day where it moves asymmetrically, you could have a crazy good day where
That's
your
right.
long will more than pay you back.
Yeah, that happened in April, and
But
it's
again,
happened. There's
can-
back tests that
You can
show
backtest
those
this.
situations. Yeah, you can back test.
Especially if the credit spread's a little narrower, as Rusty said. If it's wider, that long's probably not going to come into play.
It's probably never going to come into play. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, back test it, and I think for most people they've seen, like Rob's saying, you get enough of these trades over and over and over again. Yeah, you're getting some value back, right?
Yeah.
You're getting some value back there. So it makes sense for the OTO, which OTO we're saying. Listen, options world is nothing but acronyms.
That's right.
So the terminology is so dense and arcane. One triggers other. OTA, some people say when triggers another, but it simply means you got two legs, right? You got two contracts here, two different contracts. You got a short and a long, for example, and you're saying, I want when the stop gets hit on the short to trigger an immediate market order to sell, sell to close the long that I purchased, right? And you purchased that long for what reason? Well, you buy it for buying power reduction, for, to mitigate your risk, all these different reasons. And so you want to get out of that because it's a drag. What you're really trying to do is sell the short. That's right. What you're doing. You're selling premium. So you're just trying to get out of the thing and recoup some money. And that's what an OTO does. And the nice thing about the OTO is it's managed at the brokerage, right? So it rests at the broker, right? Not at the exchange, because the exchange won't handle that for you. But what you'll see is if you log in, it'll say something like pending or contingent or something. You'll see it sitting there at Tasty or at Schwab or Tradier. You see it sitting there waiting. It's not live, right? It's not actually at the broker yet, that resting long, the market order to close the long, but it's pending. But as soon as the stop market order fills, that thing will flip from pending to live. And so that's
nice.
And now it's at the exchange, right? Yeah. So why is that a good thing? Because it's one less thing that can go wrong, right? So there's layers there's the OO platform, and there's our cloud provider, and then there's the API for the broker, then the brokerage themselves, and then the exchange. There's a lot of pieces. So the more you can have resting at the broker, if something goes wrong, you blame the broker, call the trade desk, and you get made whole.
That's
right.
And
ideally, that's probably a subject for another video.
Yeah.
But OTO's cooking, and we got more. We've had people ask about the tease for Monday. Listen, we're working every day on new stuff, and we'll have more to show and more to come.
Knowing Troy, there will be more teases too.
There'll be more teases.
You won't be left in the dark. Troy can't help it. He loves it.
He can't help it.
It's fine. It's fine.
But we're all excited about it, and it'll be I think it'll be a great addition to the OO platform as a whole. If you think about trading and testing and what we're working on.
Yeah, and tools and how to look at options.
Tools.
And building tools. And speaking of, this is a back test that was built with the backtesting tool, and this is one that we have been cooking on all week. And let me just talk about this one. It's a little bit different because the ones that we've been showing all week have been floating entry. So they've been over multiple times, and they have had a trigger. The ones we showed had the min RSI and the min short long. If you missed the shows, that's fine. They're on YouTube. You can go back, you can click the backtest links in them. This one is a little bit different because it has no floating entry, and we're running it back to 2022 instead of the dark ages. The other test was running back, I think, 7 or 8 years. So this one's a little bit quicker to backtest, and I will go and drop a link for it. Give me just 1 second, and I'm going to create a permanent link for us that we can share, and then we can talk about it. But would one of you guys, Dan, would you like to, or Rusty, would you like to break this down at all? Just real quick at a high level. We've kind of broken it down every day, but
sure. I mean, what you're doing is you're choosing, we talk about it. It's fairly high deltas, right? 28, 29. Would you say that, Dan?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And there's also a lot of time between the short and the long as a percentage, right? 9 to 23, right? It's a long, we've done 5.7s on the show. We've done 14.24s on the show, but 9.23, that's a lot. So Dan, talk about that for a second. Like when why a 9.23? What are you saying when you're looking at a 9.23 in terms of the time?
Yeah, you're looking for, I mean, the biggest thing, at least for me, when it sticks out, besides it being more expensive, when you go more room between the long and the short, is you're going to pick up some more long Vega. So for a 9.23, in an environment like we're currently in the 14s, I'm excited about it because I don't mind taking on more long Vega on something, at those low volatilities, because obviously there's a lot more extrinsic value in your 23-day option than in your 9. So that's really where my attention would be. If the VIX were higher, 17, 18, I mean, that would be great, especially going from 14 to 18. But at that point, I would at least test. I'd want to see, because there's the risk the vol can go down, maybe narrower, right? Maybe a little bit narrower trade. So I think the 9.23 is also, with the high deltas, as we've talked about during the week, could be a nice hedge a little bit, because like the DCs, those are more, they might be a little bit lower delta, wouldn't you say? Maybe 20 to 23 or whatever range.
Yeah.
So to have something like this, that because it's a higher delta, you're probably going to get more theta out of it quicker. Right. But the move could be a little more problematic, and that's where the DCs would make up for that. So I think that they can be complementary, but definitely this is more expensive, and you're carrying, you're bringing in more water. You're definitely a little bit more long Vega, and it's a different trade, but it's in, again, if you were to look at a 9.23 DC, right, and compare, I mean, they're in the same kind of family. I mean, they're not that far. I mean, the DCs can handle a move better. They're going to have a lower negative gamma than the double diagonal, but a double diagonal may, for the same delta as a DC, may get some money quicker. So it's, they're close, but you definitely, I think, as we mentioned in yesterday's show,
kissing cousins. They're Tennessee cousins.
Yeah, but I think
no, Kentucky. Come on.
Yeah, Kentucky. Yeah, but as Troy mentioned, or Matt mentioned yesterday, if you're doing a delta,
that's what I wanted to highlight.
You might lower it a little bit, because they're going to run into trouble maybe a little bit quicker, the double diagonal, whereas the double calendar, especially as the vol's going up, it can storm through the short strike, and you're like, all right, bring it.
You're reading my mind. That's why I have this on the screen. A couple things. First of all, in the link I dropped, if you want to hear more of what Dan just did, which is kind of, and Rusty just did, which is kind of talk about the difference between DCs and DDs. We have a video series. Right now it's just one video, but we have more planned, and there's more coming out. There'll be another one next weekend. It's called The Doubles. And I put the link in there so you can click that playlist link and watch the first video in the series. And so the first 2 are double calendars and double diagonals, but we're going to have more coming out. So that's note number 1. Note number 2, to Dan's point that he just made, this backtest has rails at 50 delta exits. So functionally what you're saying is when the shorts get to being right around at the money, not exactly, but right around at the money, then the rail would kick in. So the delta exit on this is a little more aggressive than a lot of folks would backtest on their DCs. Again, now I say that there used to be people that traded 40 and 45 delta DCs all the time.
Really?
And yep. And depending on, they may not have held them for very long.
I was going to say,
environment.
You're not.
But that was back in the day, is a very different trade. But
you're not holding that for a week.
Correct. And
right,
in general, most people are not delta exiting their DCs at a spot where the short is in the money. And that's part of the whole trick of using a delta exit instead of a underlying exit, which we also have an underlying exit. But the delta exit is dynamic. It takes into account the other things like time. So great comment here. Something that I noticed, I had one of these on from the chat. Many DCs were down on open yesterday. True. Vol Crush, the 923 was up at open after the Nvidia crush. Yes, good point. Noticed the same thing. I think I haven't looked yet, but I'm guessing I have probably a DC coming off today that probably got crushed pretty bad. And that's fine. But to the point about the 923s, because of the time frame that you're setting up, they do behave. They obviously behave differently than things like a 2.5, a 2.4, a 1.3, 4.7, 5.7, 3.7, because you're looking at a longer time frame. So we got a special guest back again. He said he was gone. We didn't believe him. He's back. Troy, what are you doing? What's
I'm
shaking?
saying this with all due respect.
He's coming in to drop some knowledge. Here it comes.
With
it's
all
going to be
due
gold.
Respect. Whoever made that test is an idiot.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Troy, you sent me this test last night. Do you have any context for it?
I'm going to go.
Just like that.
Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made.
No, it's fine. I missed all of it, but that is the test I sent you last night. And I presume it's great.
Well, I mean, here's what we got. We're not even really talking about it. But we did talk about it already, but it just at a super high level. We're going back since dailies and we have 225 trades. And as we talked about before, you can get more entries floating the entry time. And this has kind of 2 things that the entry time would need to satisfy for the entry. One of them is the min short long, and one of them is a min RSI. So it would have the reason to float the entry would be to give time throughout the day for both of those conditions to be met. And the RSI does change intraday, but especially the min short long, would also have a reaction. So 6% capture rate. We got the Punisher cooking with entry and exit slippage, and no PT, no stop loss. We got rails, we got time. And one of the rails is a short long, so it's a 10 side rail. So
wait a minute. So this is riding all the way till the 0-day 3:40 p.m.
That's right.
Wow, that's a spicy. I guess it's because well, I'll say this. It's because it's a diagonal. So that's the difference. If this was a DC, I would not want to be running because you're going to get cooked, and
right.
Those shorts might be worth nothing, but because you're moving your shorts inside of your longs, right? It's an inside double diagonal or credit double diagonal.
Outside of is it?
This is
inside because your puts 5 points further away from the money, and so is your call.
Double
right?
long
Okay. So it's a double. Yeah.
No, this is a short diagonal. You had
diagonal.
Yeah.
Credit diagonal.
Right. Yes.
I mean, you're not getting a credit for it, but
I got you.
Yeah. So the
point is that you compared to a DC, you're going to be paying a little bit less, right? Because you're moving your shorts closer to the money, which makes there's more premium on them, right? And because of that, I think I'd be more comfortable holding this until 3:40 p.m. than I would, Matt, a DC.
Because of the whole short long issue is different on a calendar than either a long or a short diagonal. So something else is interesting with this is it does have a win rate of almost 2/3, and your winners are bigger than your losers. So that's, those are metrics that a lot of people look for. If you look at it, something else we're not doing on this test is, and Dan has kind of mentioned this, let's put it in log. We can see it over the last couple of years since dailies. Dan has mentioned this. There's no VIX environment on this test. So it would be a super interesting proposition to do maybe a couple different variants of this test in a VIX range.
Yeah.
And that is one way that people use a portfolio feature in OO, which lets you kind of backtest a variety of backtests in one. It would be really trivial to set up a backtest where this has a range of, 20 to 25, 15 to 20, and 10 to 15, and maybe has just slight tweaks to where it's not super overfitting, but some slight tweaks on it, and let people backtest it that way. So
this is you're only in it, I mean, on average 3.5 days. And the reason I think for that is because you're short long, and we talked about this yesterday, you're getting a higher short long with a double diagonal, bringing the puts in. So
higher ratio.
Yeah. That short long has a higher ratio, but you actually, if you look at it, you're getting out when it's 0.2. So there's still some juice left in it. You're not riding it. I mean, you remove that and you would most likely be in it longer. So it is interesting how that really does kind of limit. You kind of get the juice you want out of it and you get out. And that's kind of the name of the game with this.
Yeah, that's what popped to me was the 3.6 days in the trade. That's nice.
Yeah, that's a great point. 3.6 days on a 9 DTE backtest. What does that mean? Like what do you, I agree with you. I think it's nice. Dan, what goes through your head when you see that?
Well, I'm surprised because there's no profit target, right?
Right.
And so that to me is like, it's like, how do you do that? Because I'm used to, if someone says you're getting out at 3.6 out of a 9-day trade, my first thought would be, well, he's got a profit target of 20% or something, but he has no profit target on it. So it is like Troy said, right? With the minimum, on the premium, it's getting you when you want to get out of it, when the premium.
Yeah, that's the beauty of that short long ratio. Shout out, I think, Rusty, for coming up with that. I mean,
I don't know if I did or not. Yeah.
We're still
I would say
that
the easiest way to try it out, to Dan's point, so you're getting out early for these rails, as we call them, get you out, but you're obviously getting out at a profit more often than a loss, right?
Which is even more, right.
The tool has this built in, Matt. Go to the trade log. In that right there in front of you, the trade log. Filter on the right by the condition. So the right filter, click that. So the short long, look at that. You're getting out look at that.
It is absolutely cooking. Is there any better short long for a loss? So here's the other thing. How often does that happen? 37 times out of
about an eighth of the time. Yeah.
No more than that. But for a 40 out of 150. I mean, that's decent. True. And look at, like, to your point, Rusty, it's always been.
Now do that again. Do that drop down again.
Better than a profit target.
Do that drop down. This time do above delta, which means you're getting tested on the downside. So look at the stop for a second. What is it? So you're in at 6,004 and you're out at 59.13. So you got a 100-point move and you're getting out. So look at that. Those aren't terrible losers, to Dan's point, right? Like, they're not giant losers or anything.
Some of them are. I mean, they're in general, you're right though. I mean, there are
a lot of small losers, small winners, because you're generally positive Vega, to Dan's point, and a downside move is going to get you to Vega. Now, if you gap overnight way past it, that's probably where you're taking your biggest losses. If you did a trade, like, go to a really bad one. Go to one that's like a 40%.
Maybe this one.
That one's pretty bad. So what happened? Look at that little thing at the end, the doohickey at the very end.
Yeah.
What happened? It's 932.
And
What happened?
VIX
It gapped
spiked.
overnight. It
Yeah.
gapped overnight.
And that to me is the key of these things. Is we talked about this yesterday. The rails have to look different than a DC. A DC,
Yes.
you can let the deltas go past 50 delta.
That's right.
You can't. I mean, you can test it, but you really have to bring those deltas in on exit with a double diagonal, because you think of it more like a condor than a DC. That's where
and to Rusty's point, look at, so this one went on November 13th. It only made it 2 days, gap overnight. This one went on the day before, it made it 3 days, gap overnight. Contrast that, this one went on July 24th, made it till August 1st. So a lot longer. What happened? Gap overnight. Why did you get out for a winner? Because it was late enough in the trade.
Cooked off the shorts.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
On your gamma switching as the expiration's going closer. So your longs are keeping some of that gamma and the shorts.
I wish we had a tool that could show that.
yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, the longs are taking, they're taking over.
You want to know something super interesting?
Dan, you said the longs are because the shorts are less important, and so you have so much time left in the longs. You're saying they're taking over. I like that.
Yeah, they're characteristic. Yeah.
Has this ever timed exited?
Timed exit? Oh.
Look, we have 56 above delta exits, 132 below delta exits, and 37 short long exits. I don't think it ever time exited.
Wow.
I love that.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
We looked at, what did we look at? Above delta. Earlier we looked at below short long. Here's the below delta.
And actually, it looks better on the top side a lot of times.
Yes.
You're getting a lot more winners exiting on the top because you know what? At the end of the day, because you've brought your shorts closer to the money, you still want all that. You're still fine if you get a vol crush.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
Well, again, because the ratio, all you need, I mean, this test pretty simple. All you need is that short long. You need your shorts to your longs to get down to like 0.2.
That's right.
That's what
that's not a big.
That's
thing.
actually the goal.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be great to have an exit based on time, like when X hits after 2 days. Yeah, there actually is in the backtester right now. There are time actions. You can exit at a certain time after a certain number of minutes in the trade if you want to. There's a variety of ways to do that. So that's in the
backtester.
Yeah, timed actions, timed exits are.
That backtester sounds, with all due respect, like a world-class backtester.
It's like a world-class backtester.
Which we didn't have in the pits.
No. Yes.
Here's another comment for Rob. We talked about this yesterday about the different ways to backtest, that showing a higher allocation will allow you to field the drawdowns. We talked about this yesterday, Rob, making the point that that there's also value of the reason some people run a back test with a cap on the contract. And there is a school of thought that this will be less bias. It'll have less recency bias. There's actually people that want less recency bias. There's actually people that want more recency bias because they want to know how a back test is doing lately. So you can run it. Here's the secret. You can run it every way you want. You can do them all and compare and do whatever makes sense for you. So guys, any final thoughts today?
Yeah.
This is my dream. Like this in 2018, if you would have told me, I'd be just sitting behind Dan Sheridan going like this.
With a pink shirt.
With a pink sweatshirt.
With a pink shirt.
Yeah, that's always part of the dream. It's weird.
There was a comment. There was also a comment from the chat earlier. Hope Troy's wife does not let him out.
My wife.
Listen, I think we know who runs the household.
We got this. She got this on vacation one year at Bubba Gump Shrimp.
Shout out
Bubba Gump. Yeah.
And I immediately stole it. And then I immediately got a cigar hole in it from smoking in it. And she said, "I guess it's yours now."
Yeah.
So that's the goal, was basically burn all your wife's clothes that you want to wear.
All the cool ones.
This is a weird turn we've taken.
All the cool ones.
Shout out when we were at Bubba Gump in San Francisco, and the waiter came and gave a Bubba Gump trivia. Troy dominated. I don't know if he stumped you on any of those, did he?
I do. There was one about the dog, but I do pride myself on knowing a lot of things about Forrest Gump.
Yeah,
This is
very
true.
impressive.
So, with that, maybe we'll do a trivia one day, a little trivia day morning at OO.
That's right. Yeah.
We can do it at SPX Con. Have a that'd be kind of fun.
Troy's Forrest Gump. That'd be about what I'm good for. Rusty's gonna teach about automation. Matt's gonna teach about backtesting. Troy's gonna do some Bubba Gump trivia for you.
She got that shirt on.
She did not get that shirt
on that note, the chat is going wild. Yes, it's end of month today. Who knows? There's an end of month. There's some popular back tests floating around. Sometimes people trade them. We'll wrap this thing up. Futures are down 16. It's a Friday,
World's
August
over.
29th, the last day. Yeah, market's in turmoil. VIX is up just a little bit.
Kind of
Not
a
a
nothing
lot.
burger today. You would expect it a little bit of. Yesterday with the Nvidia was kind of a nothing burger, and then you get the PCE. So interesting. Last week, the biggest known catalyst for the week was last week was what, Thursday? See, I can't remember from week to week, but
CPI.
last week or whatever the catalyst was at the end of the week, huge move, right?
Yes.
Here you have two catalysts, and Nvidia 8% of the market. So you think, yeah, all right.
It was Jackson Hole last week.
Pardon me?
Jackson Hole, wasn't it?
Thank you. I keep saying black hole, but Jackson Hole.
Well, Freudian there, Freudian slip.
But this week the catalyst didn't do anything. But I think Troy or Matt, you mentioned yesterday that when people are putting in blackout dates, you can just throw, you can, if you think like some of the big tech earnings, you could put in the dates of Nvidia or one of these big ones in there and test it to see, because I'm amazed when I'll talk to people and they'll say, I'm staying out because of this date or PCE or whatever. And I always say this, I say, did you ever go back and look or kind of test to see if those actually move the market? No, but it's like an Archie Bunker. I'm just going to stay out. And I'm like, why don't you, you can test these, right?
Yeah.
You can put in all the Nvidia dates for the last.
That's right.
Because I looked at Nvidia yesterday. I mean, they have like on, I think Thinkorswim, they have something where Market Watch or something where you can put in and you can take a quick look at the last 6 earnings. And generally the last 4, it's gone down after once it's reported. But that's what's nice about throwing those as blackout dates if you want and see if it does anything, because it's amazing how people will trade something. I'm not playing today. Why? I don't know. I just, and it's just
have a bad feeling.
Yeah, bad feeling.
Nervous.
I mean, to go in and trade based on your feelings usually is not real good. Yeah.
Joke's on them. I don't have any feelings.
I don't.
On that note.
On that note.
That note.